If you love mountains, the wilderness, outdoor adventures and stunning scenery, then a trip to Banff in the Canadian Rockies should be on your bucket list. Coming in winter adds a magical element that will make it an unforgettable trip. Whilst Banff is well known for its wonderful ski slopes, in this video we want to share with you some of our favourite things to see and do off the piste in easy reach of the centre, where the walks take in the stunning scenery, lead you to the local wildlife and leave you speechless at the beauty. Watch to the end and we'll share our cosy log cabin that you could stay in near Banff to really complete your Canadian adventure. For a spectacular adventure hiking in natural beauty at its best, head to Johnston Canyon, about 30 minutes outside the centre. Sadly, you'll need a car or be on a private tour, as there are no bus services out here in winter, it's summer season only. This is one of the most popular things to do in Banff, and for good reason. It's just outstanding and, in my opinion, most magical in winter. The metal walkways are just sort of attached to the side of the mountain. You're walking right over the river as it meanders along. It's absolutely fantastic. We reached the lower falls. It's taken about 30 minutes to arrive at this point, although it felt like 2 minutes consumed by everything there was to see. Here you can get a really good look at the limestone bedrock and get up close to the falls. Make sure you go through the tiny tunnel to get out onto a viewing platform just meters from the icy waters. Now the route becomes a bit more demanding as we climb up out of the canyon, heading for the upper falls. The trails here are just incredible. Can't believe the views we're seeing. All the frozen waterfalls and the rivers. I mean, it's quite energetic. It's you're climbing around quite a bit. And I think if we didn't have the cleats on protecting our feet, it would be impossible. It's quite icy. But it's absolutely amazing. I hope you're enjoying the views with us. So we've reached the upper falls. It's taken us about an hour and a half to get here. It's been spectacular. The views are absolutely wonderful. So we'll have a little look around here and then we'll head back down to base camp. If you're lucky, you might even see some of the local wildlife having their lunch here. Or ice climbers conquering the side of the canyon, accessible only at this time of year. A good tip if you want to feel like you have exclusive access to the trails is arrive early. We were here at 9 AM and were one of the first in the car park. As we hiked the 1.5 hours back to the car, we started to pass lots of people. The car park was pretty full by the time we returned. If the walk in Johnston Canyon whetted your appetite for more, and you have a head for heights, then Banff Gondola should be on your list for winter excursions. Not just for the stunning mountain views, but for the beautiful boardwalk taking you all the way to the top of Sulphur Mountain. A shuttle bus runs all day from the centre of town. Check location and times on this website. Rome Route 1 services the gondola. There is a car park if you choose to drive. You need to pick your time to visit well, as certain weather conditions can mean you won't see much at the top. Our top tip is to check the webcam on their website for a view in the last 20 minutes to give you a good idea of what to expect. Grab a coffee before you go and make sure you're wrapped up. Temperatures are much lower at this height, even in the summer. The gondola takes about 5 minutes to reach the top, giving you a chance to sit back and enjoy the views as you climb the mountain. In the summit building, there are a number of restaurants, shops and visitor information attractions to learn more about Banff National Park. For us, the highlights were the 360-degree observation deck for views of the 6 mountain ranges and the views down over Banff, and then stepping out onto the boardwalk heading for Sanson Peak. Sulphur Mountain got its name in 1916 due to the hot springs on the lower slopes. In fact, later in the video we'll visit some of those hot springs. As we head along the Ridgetop Boardwalk, taking in all the views down into Spray Valley and Bow Valley where Banff Town is situated, can you believe that in 1903 they managed to site a meteorological weather station on top of the mountain? That's where we're heading now. Norman Sanson was curator of Banff National Park Museum, and he was in charge of the weather station, walking up Sulphur Mountain roughly every week to check the weather. He did this until he was 84, and in 1948 the peak was named after him. Here is the original 1903 weather station.
We've made it! We're at the summit! Wow, it's incredible!
It was exhilarating arriving at the top of the peak. Not quite the top of Sulphur Mountain. The true summit is about 3 kilometers east of the gondola, the third of 4 peaks on the mountain, but a wonderful experience nevertheless. So we've come up to Lake Minnewanka. It's about 20 minutes outside Banff, about a 7-kilometer drive along quite a challenging road at this time of year, but it's absolutely beautiful here. Dead silent. You can hear the odd bird or lake birds tweeting away but otherwise it's absolutely silent, and the reflection off the sort of the partially frozen lake with the mountains in the background is absolutely fantastic. The lake is 21 kilometers long and 42 meters deep. It is a beautiful spot popular for picnicking, mountain biking, hiking, canoeing, diving and snowshoeing. Of course, that all depends on the season. We are taking one of the many hiking trails. This one to Stewart Canyon is just under 7 kilometers, but we'll be only going halfway, just to the wooden bridge and back. We walked for about an hour and a half to do the round trip, and it was a pretty easy hike, so if you're not wanting to exert yourself too much, then this is a comfortable scenic walk to take. Do invest in some cleats, an accessory that clips over your shoes. They really are lifesavers on the snow and less expensive than crampons if you're not really a regular snow hiker. We bought ours in the UK for around £15 a pair, using them almost all the time on the snow. Our next suggestion is just a few kilometres outside of the centre of Banff. Mount Norquay is where all the skiers and boarders will be going up the winding road to the pistes. For us, near the top is a wonderful viewpoint looking back over Banff. It was also where we saw some of the local wildlife, which was a wonderful surprise. This is well worth a stop for spending half an hour completely free enjoying the scenery. Did you know that Banff National Park was the first national park in Canada and is the country's flagship? So you can't come here and not head to where it all started, at the Cave and Basin National Historic Site of Canada, minutes outside of the centre. Prospectors William Tom McArdle and their friend Frank McCabe are widely believed to have discovered the caves and basin containing the geothermal sulphurous hot springs back in 1883. However, indigenous people had used the land for 10,000 years before that, so they probably found the cave. You can walk through a tunnel into the cave, see what they found, and see the skylight they came through to discover the cave from the steaming hole in the ground. It is pretty dark inside due to the outside weather. On a sunny day, the cave really lights up. The men staked a claim on the area and built a shack, the first Banff Hotel, realising the commercial opportunity. Others heard about the find and also made a claim. In the end, the government decided the area was of national interest and declared it not for sale or settlement, creating the first national park. Information boards beside the cave skylight mark the spot of the shack. The thermals are habitat for rare plants, invertebrates and fish. The Banff spring snail lives in some of the pools, only here in Banff, and is extremely rare on the brink of extinction. 2 millimeters in size, they're very hard to see here, looking like little bird poos on the leaves. A public bathhouse was opened in 1887 so tourists could enjoy the thermal waters and the health benefits. This expanded in 1916 and you can still see the structure and outline of the pool. This finally closed in 1992. We've given you a taste of just some of the stunning scenery in Banff. For an equally beautiful and cute place to stay, try Storm Mountain Lodge and Cabins, where we stayed 30 minutes from the centre, but in a secluded forest only 10 minutes from Johnston Canyon.
Welcome to our cabin at Storm Mountain Lodge. In you come. So there's a few of these cabins dotted around the resort, and yeah, we've just arrived. There's one room with big double bed in it, sofa, table and chairs, lovely fireplace which will get lit in a minute. All kind of more cons really. We've got electricity, which is a bit of a novelty after coming from the Yukon, running water, toilet, shower, bath. And it is nice and toasty in here already because they've got a electric heater as well. But it's all made from wood, really cute design, and there is a lot of snow outside.
The hosts were so accommodating and gave us a free meat, cheese and wine platter due to a small mistake on our booking. We also chose to eat at the lodge each night rather than go back into Banff, and we have to say it was some of the best food we had on our trip. We are not affiliated with them, we just wanted to share this special place with you as an option should you want to visit the area and want something more than a usual hotel room. Next time, in the final leg of our trip, we head to Jasper, stopping briefly at Emerald Lake for this stunning stay and view. then crossing the treacherous 230km Icefield Parkway before ending up in Jasper for a tour of the town and a final spectacular canyon walk. Do join us again, subscribe if you like the content, and follow us on socials for more incredible images and information on our trips. Thanks for watching.